and quiet. Maybe the phone's ringing and you wish it wasn't. This little guy right here is an absolute lifesaver. And Lori Leland and I both have young sons whose naps mean the world to us. And thanks to Call Blocker, those naps do not get interrupted. Thanks to Call Blocker, your family dinners don't have to get interrupted. Thanks to Call Blocker, you don't have to have those awkward conversations when they want your opinion of who you're gonna vote for president, or whether you'd like to change over your heating and cooling, or whether or not you want a new security system, or all the other awful, terrible calls that come in no matter how many do not call registries that you sign up for. This is the answer. Oh. What's peace of mind and quiet worth to you and your family? I would say a lot more than $20 a month on Flex. This is our best ever offer on Call Blocker, the #1 solution that gives you the big red button to plug into your phone and never again hear from a phone number who has called you and bothered you even once. Call Blocker will work so well that it has 200 of the most common nuisance numbers already installed right in it. So the second you plug it in, peace and quiet is already delivered to your home. This has been one of our most popular selling products since it has launched here at HSN. It is a ravely reviewed customer pick because it's simple, it's easy, it works, it works, it works, and it works. And unfortunately, it's something we all need to have in our lives. I got a call a couple of months ago from somebody who claimed to be calling from the IRS and saying that if I did not call the number back, that I was going to be sued by the federal government. Now, I went online and researched the number. The number came from a prison in California. Now, I was educated enough to not do anything about it and go research that online. But, you know, if it had been a grandparent, somebody living alone, that's a scary call to get. Let's stop those calls from happening with one touch of a button, right, Lori Leland?
Absolutely.
You must love to present this because you and I both can't live without
Oh my gosh, this is the easiest, best way, best solution to restore the peace in your home. Absolutely. You get that big red button. And here's what we really, really love about this. It's so simple and easy to install. You don't need any subscriptions. You don't need any activation. You don't need to remember a password. All you're doing is plugging in your telephone and plugging this into the wall. And that is literally all you need to do. It works if you have DSL, if you have fiber optic, if you have voice over IP, any phone system out there is going to work with Call Blocker.
Just as an FYI, the savings, the Flex, the free shipping all make this the best price, best offer we've ever done on Call Blocker. Unfortunately, we did not plan for its success to be as huge as it has been, and it is officially expected to sell out today. Now, you may not think of this as a perfect holiday gift. It's a great gift for anybody who is living alone, anybody who has kids, and naps mean a lot to them. But this is also just a perfect thing to set up for the new year, to know that you're covered, to know that you're done. And you know what I love too, is we set it up on that main line.
Right.
But then you can do it from any phone,
From any phone. So this is gonna work with a multi-handset system anywhere in your home, because you can actually block from any handset. You punch in #2 and you're actually blocking. So you don't have to even be in front of that big red button. But if you are in front of that big red button, it really empowers you to be able to push it. And here's what you're getting too.
Unknown.
Uh-oh, unknown. So you can block all unknown callers too. That's one of the features. But let's see who we're getting here. Hello?
Yes, this is Tanya from surveys.org. Would you have time to take a brief survey? It'll only take about 30 minutes.
Okay, so Tanya, I'm sure is a very lovely individual. I could have said, oh no, thank you, Tanya. I don't have time at this moment, and then push the button. Or you don't have to say anything. You don't have to be waiting to hear what they have to say. You can just get into it a little bit, and it skips all of that awkwardness about trying to be polite and, oh, this isn't a good time. Well, can I call you back at another time? And then they always have that comeback, and then it goes back and forth. Here with Call Blocker, all you do is push the big red button. They have been added to your list. So you do need caller ID in order for this item to work in your home. But look at this. You can now see your caller ID on this big, bright, beautiful 3-inch screen. It's so much easier to see than on your phones in a lot of cases. You can scroll back through. Now, keep in mind, these are just the extension numbers within here at HSN. But you can scroll back through and see if there are some numbers on there. Maybe you've changed your mind. Maybe you and your ex-boyfriend, or maybe you and your...
no longer ex again.
That's right. Or maybe you and your ex-best friend are now best friends again. You're gonna be able to unblock those people just as easily by pushing the white button as I just did to unblock.
And how many times have you tried to say, please take me off your list?
Right.
I have a security company I'm happy with. I'm happy with my heating and cooling services. No, I do not want to refinance my home. Please take me off your list. You're wasting both of our time, and I would really rather not have my phone ring while my toddler is trying to take a nap. And they go, oh, of course, we'd be happy to.
Right.
And then the same company calls the next day. And then the same company calls the next day, and then the same company calls the next day. How many of you have actually gone on and researched filing complaints with the FTC? Because I have.
I have
the
too.
FCC, I'm sorry. I have. It's a complicated, arduous, difficult process, and the one time I did it, that awful experience I told you guys about, where it was a California prison calling.
Right.
A month later, I got an email back that basically said, thank you for letting us know. Nothing else, no other information. This is a much better, more practical solution for you and
It
your
really
family.
is, and it's preloaded with 200 of the worst offenders, international call centers. Oh, let's see, we're getting a call here. Hello?
Hello, Lori. This is your producer, Jared.
Oh, wait, excuse
I was
me.
wondering about
Hold on
the
one
hula hoop.
second. Oh.
Did you literally just block our producer? That is so rude.
Listen, he's in my ear making fun of my hula hooping already. I don't need to hear it on speakerphone.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, you touch the block now button, it empowers you. You've got the big red button right there. It's going to add that one to the list. It says successful on the screen so that you know that number has been blocked. And thanks for calling, Jared, and
Sorry about
teasing
that,
Brett
Jared.
about his, yeah, okay, we'll unblock you.
Maybe tomorrow,
later.
maybe tomorrow I'll unblock him and see what he says after the show.
But preloaded with 200 of the worst offenders, as we mentioned. So
Yeah.
the moment you get this out of the box and you hook this up,
And
you're
there's
going to
no-
notice a reduction in those nuisance calls.
And there's no membership fee. This isn't
No
joining a
fees,
club, and
no
no signing up for
subscription.
anything.
No.
You know, a lot of people spend $5, $6 a month to have their number unlisted. Do you know most people are charged for that privilege? You don't have to pay for that privilege. You could spend $20 on a credit card. See if this works for you on day one. I mean, you will notice a tangible difference immediately. All you spend is $20. It's shipped to your door completely free of charge, and you have extended holiday returns. You have till the end of January. See if those calls are reduced immediately. You know, we've got a political season upon us. We've got a presidential election around the corner. You're going to be bombarded with robocalls and campaign calls and all that kind of stuff, not to mention everything else that starts first of the year trying to get your money in your business.
Absolutely. I mean, those people just trying to chase you down to do those surveys. I had one in my home. They wanted me to talk for 30 minutes. Hello?
Yeah, hi, this is Liz from Senator Birch's office. We were just calling to see if we could count on your vote for re-election.
No thanks, Liz. Blocked. Successful. I did it from the handset. You don't have to be standing right wherever you have that big red button hooked up. You don't even need power for this. So all you're doing is literally plugging it into the back of your phone and the other end into the wall. It is that simple and easy. Now, if you want to be able to block unlisted numbers, if you want to be able to block any of those numbers, you know, where you specifically just don't want to deal with an unavailable number, you're going to be able to block all unavailable numbers too. You're getting a full guidebook here that's going to show you exactly how to use it, and if you have any special things that you want to be able to block, you'll be able to block like a certain area code. You can block an entire area code if you want to. Isn't that cool?
If you really just don't like people from one state.
You know, it's maybe not your cup of tea. You can block people from an entire area code. And that's what we love about this. This is totally empowering us. Let me show you again that 3-inch screen. Here's the numbers that we blocked so far. You're going to be able to take a look back, scroll through, change your mind on any of them if you want by touching the white button right there so you can unblock at any time. But it keeps you out of those awkward conversations. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I mean, I'm a nice person. I want to be really polite to the people that call me in my home. But the problem is it takes our time. We don't want this time taken out of our family life. When my son is napping, like you said, that's when everybody seems to call. Or when we just sit down to dinner as a family, that's when they call. You never, ever, ever, ever have to deal with them ever again when you use Call Blocker, because all you do is push that big red button and it adds to your list, and now they can't get through.
So we only have about 3 minutes left to spend on this. They've actually shortened our presentations on this item because at the end of the day, we're running out of stock, and for better or for worse, unfortunately, this is a problem for absolutely every single home. And I start to think about, I think sometimes people go, I don't know, if I block a number, is it going to be a problem? If it's important and they need to reach you, chances are they have your cell phone number.
That's true. That's a very good point.
They have your email address. They have other ways to reach you. And you can always go back in and unblock. But to be able to reduce the nuisance calls, to be able to reduce the phone ringing in the middle of dinner, to be able to stop those companies who you have asked time and time again to please stop calling, they no longer deserve that courtesy
Absolutely.
of thank you so much, but please remove me from your list.
Oh my gosh, that survey company called me in my home 6 times.
And every time you said, please take me off your list,
6 times.
right?
Please stop calling. They kept calling back.
Yeah.
I said, this isn't a good time. They said, oh, well, when is a good time? I said, never. And they kept calling me back. And then I said, I'm on the do not call list. They said, that doesn't apply to us.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, who does that apply to then? So unbelievably frustrating. I finally blocked once I got my call blocker. And again, this works with any type and style of phone. So you can use this if you have that multi-handset system throughout your home. All you do from each individual handset is press #2, and you're gonna block it, adds onto your call blocker. So you don't have to be in the same room as your big red button. The nice thing too is DSL, voice over IP, fiber optic, it's gonna work with any phone system out there. You don't have to power this at all. You're simply plugging it into the phone and into the wall. We're including all the cables, all the instructions, everything that you need to do it. You'll have it installed up and running in less than 5 minutes, and immediately upon taking this right out of the box, you're gonna notice a reduction in those nuisance calls because it's preloaded with 200 of the worst offenders. We're talking international call centers, a lot of the survey companies, a lot of them are already here.
So over 8,000 now ordered. Officially last call. We now have about 800 left as we process through orders. When it's gone for the year. You know, think about too your parents, your grandparents who are living alone. You know, we've heard on every single news channel about how many senior citizens have been taken advantage of because they're alone and the phone rings and they answer it and it's somebody to speak to for a couple of moments. Install this for them and say, Mom, Grandma, do me a favor, just block the call. Don't get swept up in a terrible situation because it happened to me. I mean, when I researched that line that a prison was calling me and saying the IRS is going to sue you if you don't call this number back within 24 hours.
That's awful.
You know, imagine if that was, you know, a parent, a grandparent living alone. It's terrible what has happened. This is the best way to protect yourself.
It is. We had a lady call in and she said that somebody was telling her her computer wasn't working in her home and wanted $400 and she didn't even have a computer. So people are trying to take advantage. This is the best way to stop it.
It works over and over again. The telemarketing calls, the robocalls from politicians that are all going to be coming. Best time to pick it up because it's our best ever offer with a sale price, with free shipping, and with special flex. It's only $20. You're spending $6, $7 a month to block your number. Think about how easily and quickly this will pay for